Hey, it's DBJ, and I'm really going to surprise a lot of you with this one. This rant is basically in defense of the power gamer, the munchkin, the rules lawyer. I'm going to defend some of these guys, and here's why I'm going to defend it. First, I'm going to start out by saying that part of this is the fault of us game masters, dungeon masters, flame tenders, storytellers. And I understand why. First of all, a lot of the traditional, what we call munchkins and power gamers and min-maxers, although they're different, they tend to fall into the same group. There's a beauty to the math. And when the math isn't correct, it's like a picture frame that's crooked. And I know, guys, I'm not particularly like this, but I know people who are, that they need the numbers to line up, and it doesn't make sense not to be as efficient as possible. Why walk around the block when I can just go directly from A to B? And I understand that. I really do. And I know that Dungeons & Dragons has, for the most part, been a numbers game. How many things can I kill? How much treasure can I get? How much experience do I get? And it starts turning into numbers. Okay, cha-ching, how much gold do I get? Okay, minus how many hit points, plus what kind of bonus? You know, minus, plus, minus, movement rate, and it all boils down to numbers. And so if you're a numbers type person, I do understand the gratification it gets from making the most efficient possible numbers coordination you can into a system. But I will say that another part of the reason for that is that there are a lot of, I'll say, killer GMs. Now, I'm not going to say that there are ones that are out to get the players, and there are those that feel like it's us against them. But this was mentioned in a podcast, Fear the Boot, that no matter how long the best game masters in the world, no matter how long we've gamed with people, it just seems like the minute they are down and out, they don't trust you. They don't trust that you have their creative spark, their well-being as the forefront of your mind. And so the only way to defend themselves is to beat the house. It's like, you know, trying to beat Las Vegas. I'm going to figure out how to beat the system. And so by trying to beat the system, and it becomes an us against them kind of thing, where I'm the game master, I'm flame tending, and the other person needs to have maxed out stats, needs to find a rule that even as a game master I cannot overtake. Now, of course, we know that's rather silly, because if I'm running the game, I can pretty much nullify anything you have depending on the story that I'm telling. And it's not a matter of making a character weak, because to me, my players are the heroes. They are the stars of the show. And everybody else is an extra. I had to throw that in there. And the reason for that is because without the players, there's no story for me to tell. Why would I want all my players dead? And I know that there's some, if you look deeper, there might be some kind of weird psychological gratification people get out of that, which I don't get. But for those that are power gamers and whatnot, I understand that some of that is conditioning, where, you know, the game master decides, oh, your character is bound, so I'm going to apply ×4 damage, plus you're at -6, plus you can't recoup, and then I'm going to just beat some of these characters senseless, destroy some of their ideas, and take advantage in a non-story arc kind of way, just to prove that you can quote-unquote beat up on the characters, which is kind of silly in itself. A game master, dungeon master running a game that's beating up on characters is stupid, because you have ultimate control of the game. you can always send more creatures in. You can always fudge the numbers and make them more powerful, so you'll always win. And power gamers and munchkins and them, technically you'll always lose. I can always make something tougher. And of course you fall back to, well, the rules don't say that. Well, you know what? Every game has a page that says that as the game master I can change the rules. Alright, so although I'm defending that mentality, I feel as if you were a power gamer, a min-maxer, you're a munchkin out there trying to beat the system and get all 18s for your character to quote-unquote survive the onslaught, there's a problem with the person you're gaming with. And that person needs to step back and go, okay, if you're just a TPK kind of guy, who are you, why are you killing all the party members off? For your own self-gratification? Well, you can do that by yourself, dude. In the strictest and sleaziest term of the word. You can do that all by yourself. You want to encourage people to trust that when they are at their weakest, they are in the hands of a great storyteller and that their story will be told. Now, being weak is another thing. Being weak means that in order to do that and trusting them, just like a great movie, most of the times in the greatest movies, the heroes are taken to their lowest point and then they come back. In Dungeons and Dragons, classically, that doesn't even happen. It's just a matter of getting more and more powerful. And I know many game masters have done things where you wake up and you have nothing. You wake up and someone stole all your stuff, because we try to gratify the players by giving them everything that they want, and yet it doesn't satisfy that need. So then, in order to tell a compelling story, I've got to take it all away. It's just like Superman. You can tell, I can off the top of my head, I could write 10 Batman stories, but how hard would it be to write really good Superman stories? And the reason you can't write a good Superman story is because you have to keep taking what he has away from him. You got to take away the flight. You got to take away the invulnerability. And that's where the kryptonite crap came from. Because he's a character that's so powerful, you either have to make up somebody, some cheesy character like Doomsday, and just to kill him off, or you make up these dumbass characters that are just like, Mr. Mxyzptlk, and what? Really? Dumb characters, or you have to tone down their power, which is what John Byrne did in the 90s with Superman. He had to tone down his power. He wasn't the most powerful being on the planet and could shrug and push the moon and whatnot. Yawn, okay, well, what's left? Who do you fight? What do you do? There is no challenge. And when there is a challenge, it's one of these cheesy, made-up, it's Metallo, he's got kryptonite. And then the next villain, well, he's got kryptonite too. I understand power gamers out there, min-maxers and whatnot. Your game master, you're min-maxing in the combat because your game master doesn't value diplomacy, doesn't value the exploration of running, jumping, climbing, and finding things. And, he just throws one wave of creatures after you after another, and the only thing you can do is just survive the onslaught. I blame us creators out there, us storytellers, us brand new flame tenders and the game masters and dungeon masters that are creating these worlds that are forcing players to armor themselves up with whatever defense they can. So please, let's try to help those players out by giving them a true role-playing experience and to show them that the best characters are far bigger than the numbers on the page. So, as always, create, don't destroy.